All right, it's Monday, June 26th. This is an end of the day SPY recap, and today we end up with a two down day that held below the midpoint of the prior day and closed on its lows for a red bar. So we'll look for a little continuation lower. As we look at how this week started, the important thing is actually go to the weekly chart. And we discussed this on the recap video to end the week. We had an inside week right here. So we want to see how we get out of that week. And we're also aware that you could have a failure out of this week, meaning we take out the lows of this bar, which we have obviously done today, and it's possible not to follow through and possibly reverse. So we're going to look for that. But for the moment, we have an opening price here that we'll monitor as long as we stay below there. Then we have a target down here, this lower blue line to the 430, call it the 430.13 area. That's kind of what this inside bar is projecting. So if we, get there, maybe we head a little even lower, and this is the start of a pullback, a deeper pullback. If we can't reach that and reverse up and turn this weekly bar green and get like a two up bar above the midpoint of this day here, then we're failing, as I discussed, was something to kind of keep in mind as a what-if possibility. If we head down there, can't really take our target in reverse, we can come all the way back through this range to the upside. So that's what's unfolding right now. In terms of the structure today, 15-minute chart, price actually started up higher. We had the pre-market range between the blue lines, and then we started up, and the first 5-minute bar was a pretty strong bar. I can kind of show you that 5-minute bar. The very first one was a strong bar. I don't think it was an aggressive buy right out, even though it's a strong bar going above the pre-market highs, just because the context is, again, on this weekly chart, you're starting at the bottom of this. You're also starting at the bottom of this daily, bar from Friday and working up, and you don't really know what's going to unfold. So anyway, on the 15-minute chart, getting back to that, we start up big with this green bar. Now, what I didn't love about that in terms of maybe buying right out of the gates is we didn't take out the low of yesterday or Friday down here. You can see this was the low, and we started up. We never moved down there to set up that failure scenario. Again, if I go to the daily chart, that's what I really wanted to see. Take out the low of the week before you can fail and then come back up through this range. So I kind of knew we didn't do that. So at this point, you are starting strong. And I kind of said, well, maybe we're just going to head up a little bit, not necessarily with the SPY. I kind of went to Tesla at that point and decided to buy it, just given the market was kind of strong. If you look at Tesla here, the first 15-minute bar, that did take out its low of the previous day. So that had the failure possibility, in my opinion, that was moving up through the pre-market highs. Anyway, I shot a video how I bought it here, scaled out, set up an overtrade, trade, and when it came all the way down here, I broke even on that. And eventually, I'll show you, I did get short right in here and bought some puts, and you can see that worked out well. But getting back to the SPY, it started up, but I wasn't that excited about it. Once I saw this big red bar here, I kind of knew, that everything was negative, and you were going to be probably taking out the pre-market lows. You were going to take out the low of the prior week right here. And eventually, obviously, then you had the little short-term pullback right here, to kind of make higher highs. And then that was the broadening action to then continue lower and close lower. So, now, and again, there were a lot of stocks, if I go around the board, that were really negative. Meta, and I traded that one to the downside, worked out well. And Netflix, I was trading, similar thing. It opened up, but that didn't even continue up past its first bar high. Once that kind of broke down here, I bought puts on that, and that was good. So it was really a day, and the QQQs were a lot weaker than the SPY if you were watching both of them, and you kind of knew that was going on. But so you focused more on those stocks. But anyway, the SPY itself, given the failure here, you could have actually bought some kind of puts in here as well, anticipating those being taken out, and you would have been okay on the day. So we have the down day today. That was kind of the structure that unfolded after that failure move up. Now we just got to see if we hold, below the open of today and continue lower, or do we possibly have the turnaround Tuesday kind of failure kind of thing, which is always a possibility, and we'll keep an eye out for that. But until we get that turnaround Tuesday, look, which we'll see tomorrow with the pre-market range and how price opens and everything else, I'm anticipating taking, our first target down here at 430.17, and quite frankly, maybe we get a deeper pullback. There's some fair value gaps in here, so maybe this becomes a down week, and we're just going to stick with that. We have the inside week, we're breaking to the downside, so now we have that negative bias until we get the failure and the reversal up. So we'll see what happens tomorrow and for the rest of the week.